Hello, hello. What's up, Teague? Welcome back. How's it going, Teague? How's your Wednesday? Fantastic. Moonfire Glam Day. Yeah, hell yeah. Yeah, I was thinking maybe at the end of the stream I'd go over and get my Moonfire Glam over on Noa. Since I think the event just started today, right? So the glams and the bonfire, actually, I could see some pretty cool uses for the bonfire too, but like I don't know. Definitely, I think in terms of like rewards, the Moonfire Fair has been consistently one of my favorite events every single year. It just feels like they always give us really interesting, sort of like modern kind of glam pieces that are very versatile and they're dyeable. It's really great. I really love it. Trying to get a few screenshots here of what we worked on last week before we start building the new, not last week, on Monday rather, before we start building the new thing. Is there a particular piece of the glam that you are excited about, Teague? Or a particular, yeah, I mean, general. Yo, Nimbus, welcome back as well. Hello, Nimbus. Nimbus, are you also excited for the Moonfire Fair glams? Hell yeah. Yeah, super excited. If you guys haven't done it already, by the time my stream's over, I'm probably gonna go over I'll probably end and then go over there and do it right after stream. If you guys all wanna do it together. Or, I mean, if you just wanna hang out at the Moonfire Fair, I know it's just like a fun vibe because like, it's just tons of people running around everywhere. Everybody's in the new glam, everyone's really excited. So, yeah, I was thinking it'd be kind of fun to do that just after stream today. It's just like an extra thing we can all hang out with. Although, as always, of course, no worries. I know some people got to get going or something right after the stream's over, but... Yeah, we should do it. I haven't been able to join. I've gone in a few days due to massive headache. Oh no! Sorry to hear that, Nimbus. How is your head feeling today? Is it better? Oh no, Katali, yeah, you have raid tonight? Well, no worries. Potentially, we could all go over and hang out at the Moonfire Fair a different day as well. Unfortunately, I'm going to be a bit busy the next couple of days, so it'll probably have to be next week, if anything. But like, if a bunch of people want to like go hang out at the Moonfire Fair next week, like if it's not too much of old news by that time, I'd be down to go again, and we could even just like do some races or something through. I know it's well, slight spoiler, but there's like some stuff there that we could definitely do as like a little fun competition, or just hanging out, you know. Yeah, I'll have to see. Maybe I'll ask if people want to do that next week. I would do it like on Friday or something, but I'll be busy. It does sound fun. Yeah, screens are a bit rough right now. Well, I mean, for the if we do it when we do this hangout, I'm thinking I probably wouldn't be streaming it so much as maybe just like popping into my Discord. And then we can all just like jump in a voice channel together. So even if maybe you can't be in game, or if it's like a little bit troublesome to like be staring at the screen, then maybe you could just like hang out and talk and just like chat a bit. That would be okay too. Whatever you feel comfortable with, or whatever you think your head is able to handle. But yeah, don't force yourself. Really, man, just looking at this bread rack, like, I never really realized that the little pattern up top here is actually on the back as well. So like on the front side, you can see the pattern there at the very top. It's also on the back. It makes me realize, like, if you were making like a cottage little thing and you did like this, that'd be like really cute little shop stalls. If you just push it up through the floor, you can put bread, or you could put like whatever you want in here. And be these really cute little trays for a shop front. I could see that being like a very cozy little fantasy shop or something. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I think we could do that. I think, yeah, because I've been wanting to do more just like small chill hangouts and stuff with everyone from the Discord. Just like a chance so we can all like, I guess like talk back and forth instead of just me being on stream and that kind of thing. And plus, yeah, I think it'd just be a nice little like, just like a fun little hangout. I know it's been really nice, like when we do even like housing streams or something, where just like an event that gets a bunch of us all together, in like a, I don't know, I guess like in game, so we can all kind of hang out and everybody gets to meet everybody and just like have a good time together. I like that. It's a very nice feeling. Okay. I'm gonna try something here. Oh, that's fine actually. What was I gonna do? Yeah. Oh yeah. So what I'm thinking of doing is rotating the whole thing like this, maybe. Because I'm thinking like it'll just be easier if we don't have to push stuff into the wall like this. And it is true that kind of when you walk into a build, usually the kitchen isn't like right there in the center. Although this isn't going to be a full build anyway. But yeah, we're gonna I'm gonna try this a little bit differently. I'll try going like this. Let's see here. How far can we get these back naturally? Probably like there? Okay. There we go. What is everybody up to today? What are you up to right now? My friend's been letting me decorate her FC since I probably won't be able to get a house, but I'm having so much fun. Yay! Oh, I'm so glad to hear that. That's good, yeah. I mean, honestly, there's so many people in the game who do have houses and who just don't know how to decorate them. So like sometimes it just pays to just ask around, you know, and just like be like, hey, does anybody want a house decorated? You know, I'll do it. Like if you pay for the mats, I'll like build it for free or something even. And I feel like there's actually like quite a few people out there who, if you just say like, I know how to do housing, you know, and I think I can make something pretty cool. Would you let me decorate your house for you? I feel like there's actually a lot of people who would be totally down with that. Because the amount of times I've just been running around like a neighborhood, kind of like looking in houses, and or even just like a friend will be like, yo, the house next door just like has nothing inside it. It's just an empty medium, you know? But yeah, I know that's something, I feel like, yeah, it's maybe makes a good point of like, I guess I haven't really maybe said that out loud, but like, I think maybe that's something I'll start encouraging people to do is like, I know there's a handful of folks who have kind of mentioned before, like, damn, you know, I missed the housing lottery again, which is understandably frustrating, like in its own way, but like a potential saving grace of this, or like, you know, a way to still be able to do housing is like, hey, just like ask around your friends, because there's a good chance that people, again, have a house and they don't know how to decorate, or that perhaps they don't really, like they have an idea and they maybe put a first version down, but then like you all who are part of like my housing stream and maybe have done a bit more housing, maybe know a bit more tricks and tips, you could say like, hey, I bet I could like, you know, take your house build to the next level, or like, I bet, hey, this little kitchen area, or hey, this little bar area, would you mind if I tried, you know, sprucing it up a bit? Like, I think I have some ideas that I think could make it really cool, you know? And I think a lot of people will be pretty receptive to that, especially if they have something pretty basic down and you can say like, hey, look, I'll take screenshots of it beforehand, and if you don't like it, I'll reset it back to what you had it, right? Like it's, you know, you put what you had in too crazy, so like I can always put it back. But give me a chance to put my spin on it and see if you like it. And, you know, you got nothing to lose, right? Like, I mean, I'll fix it if you don't like it. And if you love it, then win-win. Everybody wins. I wish we could have a tenant in an apartment. Yeah, that's true. Katali, yeah, same here. I definitely wish we could have tenants in an apartment. I really wish that they would maybe enable, like, they've been giving us really great housing items, and I'm, of course, very thankful for that. I don't want them to stop that. But I wouldn't mind if they, after, like, maybe releasing Island Sanctuary, if they did devote a bit of their sort of, like, you know, sub communities or like whatever. I don't know what they consider this team, right? Who does like housing and island sanctuary and stuff. But like, if they devoted a few members of that team to just beefing out the social aspects of housing a bit, right? So things like letting us put tenants in apartments, like even if it's only like 1 or 2, right? Like maybe even 1. If you could even just have 1 tenant in an apartment, it would make sense, right? Because it would make sense that like they have eternal bonding, right? Like they have eternal bonding ceremonies. It would make a lot of sense if you could put your spouse on an apartment, right? Like, doesn't that seem like a reasonable thing? Like, oh, I'd share the lease with my spouse or something. So like, you know, or even just like a dorm room, right? Like you're bunking it up with like an extra person. So like, it seems interesting that like, I would love for them to add tenants to apartments, add the ability to enable it where like your blacklist means that people are not allowed into your personal house, right? It's different again if it's FC and it's like they technically would have access because they're friends of their, you know, other people in the FC are friends with them too. So like you can't really ban them from FC house that's unlocked per se. But like if you could for your personal house make it so like no one on your blacklist can get in, right? Like I think that's another like thing that I can't really think of any reason you wouldn't want to let that happen. And then like just some little small social things. Like it would be nice if you could enable interactable items to be interacted with by the guests. So for example, people can pour their own beer from the ale taps, right? Or that kind of thing. And like make it a switch. Like you could maybe make it like it's just a switch, like a toggle or something. So for example, you wouldn't want random guests turning on and off your lights in a nightclub or something like that. That'd be annoying. But for things like ale taps or, you know, other interactables, like it would be nice. Like some of those consoles and stuff, like the Allegan stuff where it projects like that crazy 3D stuff. Like it'd be cool if guests could actually activate that, you know, when they come visit your build. So I don't know. I mean, I could see a future small housing overhaul where they add those little bits in, because I think that would add a lot of nice bits of quality of life to the housing scene overall, right? Like, I don't think that would be asking too much. So I'm thinking also in terms of this build itself here, I'm kind of thinking about the layering here. So I'm trying to think how we can make it look a little bit more interesting layer-wise. So I'm thinking about this, pushing these cast racks way up so that they just basically block the top of this. Excuse me. I wonder if I need like an extra loft bed here to make it even, yeah, like that. There we go. Yeah, I think I might need an extra loft bed. One more loft bed. Oh no, actually, maybe that's kind of nice where it's kind of breaks it different sizes. Then we need oh right, we wanted some wood slats here, I think, to create like a really nice like vent overhang. Unless the vent is in the center. Oh, I like this idea where it's all off center. Yeah. What's up, Kaya? Welcome back to the stream. Crummy says you forgot it was Wednesday. Yeah, no worries. That's what the notifications are for. Honestly, it's so easy. I mean, time is just flying on by, right? I lose track of the days all the time. T saying my FC ward still has a ton of empty plots, let alone empty houses. Wait, so your FC ward has... Oh, so has both empty plots and empty houses, you're saying? Man, a bunch of empty plots. The heck? I thought all the plots would have are swooped up by now. Right? Because they opened up the FC wards to personal, right? Didn't they do that? Like they changed a bunch of the FC wards to personal wards? But maybe they didn't change all of them, right? Maybe that's what you mean, too. Oh, maybe. I wonder if we had like this. How this would look with wood slats or with some kind of other decoration in the front. Right, like if it was like this, and you had a whole bunch of wood slats across here, would that be interesting? Might not really look like a stovetop though. Or an FC chest. Company chest? Is it what it's called? There it is. Right, like layering that together. I definitely have seen like people use just the bottom of the FC chest, like this part, as a oven vent. A very ornate oven vent. But still has completely forgot what Wednesday. Nimbus, I've seen a couple of people with like a few misplaced things down and not much of a start. I think a lot of people get overwhelmed with the whole idea. Yeah, that is very true. I think a lot of people do start kind of looking into housing, and then they kind of very quickly get a little bit like, oh my god, like to achieve... Like they probably start looking at images on Twitter or whatever, and then they quickly are like, holy shit, that's a lot of complex stuff happening there. I don't really know how to do that. Okay, never mind. Back to raiding, or whatever it may be, right? Which is understandable. I could totally see how that would be, yeah, something that's a bit tricky to overcome. Hopefully, though, many of you haven't been stricken too much with that. By the way, I'm using the chocobo counter. I know people have done this. This is not a novel idea of mine, but like the using the chocobo counter, just this side pillar, and this is like a little sink. And you can put a little ale tap right here and make it a faucet. Right? If you can imagine, it's something like with a little whatever stone top or something here. What's up, Aramore? Welcome back to the stream. And Brendan NYC, 1 through 9 still FC only, I think. Oh, okay. Also, Brendan, welcome to the stream. Glad to have you here. I see your first time chatter. Welcome to my housing stream. So yeah, okay, I see FC wards 1 through 9, but because I think it was like 1 through 15 or something crazy before, right? It was like something where like most wards were FC. And then only like a handful were for personal. And Katali says, ironically, I stick with the game for housing, but my house is empty because reasons. Yeah, no, I mean, I completely agree. Very honestly, if I had not discovered housing, I would not still be playing 14, probably. I'd be doing something completely different, and I probably would have never met all of you guys. Because if I hadn't discovered, if housing didn't exist, or I hadn't discovered it, I would have never also found nightlife. So I would have not only never built any of the things that I've built or be streaming housing right now. But I also definitely, I mean, I wouldn't have found all the clubbing scene and built prominence and all that stuff. And my life would be very, very different right now, I think. So, yeah, finding all of this has been quite the adventure and quite the blessing in a lot of ways. Because for me, I do enjoy, well, okay, I really enjoyed the MSQ, and especially like Shadowbringers and Endwalker, and I do really enjoy the content too, but I'm not like a super hardcore gamer, I would say, in the sense of that, like, for me, like, the thing that lights me up the most is doing more creative work and stuff, and not so much like, you know, high-end combat content. Like, again, totally nothing wrong if that is your thing, but just for me personally, I definitely feel like just having the high-end Savage raids or grinding for relics and stuff wouldn't have held my interest particularly. So it's been really great that I was able to find the housing scene and have that be kind of what keeps me going here. For other of you, wait, let me start over with that. How many of you also are in the same boat where you, what keeps you coming back to 14, you know? In general, I mean, it doesn't have to be housing. It doesn't, even if it's not housing, but like, what keeps you coming back? Oh, dang it. Where'd it go? There it goes. I realize I don't really actually need to float the cask racks all the way up. I can probably start them on the top floor, but that's okay. Yeah, maybe I will actually take these away. That way I can just focus on the marble. Oh, there it is. Oh, a sec. Let's see. Also, Robrion, if you happen to be here in the chat, I see you followed 13 hours ago. Thank you very much for that follow. Whether you listen to this later down the road or whether you happen to be here in the chat. Thank you very much for the follow. Welcome to the stream. Is that too close? Oh, good, 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 good. I was worried that this might snap up to the top floor. That is Robrion and Mika Mew Mew. Also, welcome to the stream and thank you for the follows. Both of you followed while we were off stream. So, just want to give you both a big thank you. Glad to have you here. Hopefully we'll see you in stream very shortly, if not, unless you're already here. One moment, guys. I know you guys are responding to that question I fired out. I'm just gonna float this while I have it on my brain. You know, kind of easier to complete one thought and then switch gears a bit. Thank goodness these things have like a pretty decent jump height. If this was all stage panels, ooh, nightmare. Absolute nightmare. Not saying we can't use stage panels or that we won't use stage panels, but man. Oh. Okay, come on. Almost there, almost there. I think one more click will do it. There we go. That should be even? Yeah, there we go. Okay. Oh, it's not quite. I think it's a little off. Oh god. What just happened? Why'd that... Did that work? Wait, why did that snap all the way back down? What did I just do? Why did that snap all the way back down to the ground? Did anyone else see that? The heck? I think I clicked it before I snapped. Okay, whatever. I will try walking outside and seeing if that actually worked or not. Let's see. Brendan NYC saying, yeah, at first it was only the last 6 words that were available for individuals. They were available for individuals when lottery launched, and thanks. Lurked a few times, been trying to get into housing, some between my FC room and apartment. Even 2-person lotteries haven't done me any favors with landing a house, but that's how it goes. Oh yeah. Well, yeah, first of all, glad to have you here. Totally no problem. I mean, it's always cool when someone who says like, oh, I've actually been here a couple times, but just haven't spoken up until now. Then you say hi, and that's totally fine. And for some people, they'll never say hi, and that's totally fine too. But it's always nice. It's always kind of cool to have someone say like, oh yeah, I've been here for a little bit. So glad to have you here, Brendan. And yeah, feel free to speak up and say hello whenever you like. But I understand that, yeah, like even I lost a 2-person lottery as well. So I know how you feel. And I know a couple other people who have also lost it too. It's like, I mean, it is a coin flip at the end of the day, right? So that is not, it's not by any means a guarantee. Those dang odds are not in our favor. Also, I don't know what I'm doing over at the market board. I'm gonna go back inside the house. I should get an unending journey. Then that way we can not have to run in and out. Did those... Dang it, it didn't float. What the heck? How did this snap back to the floor? What kind of sorcery? Alright, that's weird. But we'll make it work. We'll float it again. Katali is here saying, so it took a long time for me to like the store, but once I did, I was stuck. Before that, I stuck around anticipating housing coming out. Oh, that's right, because Katali, I think you... Wait. You played for a really long time, right? Is that correct? Like, you might have only gotten maybe more into housing or some whatever stuff a little more recently, like nightlife and that kind of things, but you've been around for a while? I apologize if I'm getting that mixed up with someone else, but I know we've had a few people here who said like, oh, I've been playing this game on and off since like, you know, basically launch. Were you one of them, Katali? Is that right? But I totally, oh, you have, okay, yeah, you have been playing from the beginning. But don't have the tattoo, if I remember correctly, right? You don't have the 1.0 tattoo. But you've been playing since like 2.0 sometime, basically, right? Oh, with 11. Yeah. Do you still play 11? That's kind of amazing that they actually have the, like, from what I understand, 11 is still going and fairly strong. And they even have like updates and stuff still. Like they still have patches and content coming out. Events, content, that kind of thing. Which is pretty awesome. Definitely if you want that like, I get more retro kind of MMO feel or whatever, I guess you could say. That's really cool though. But yeah, I know what you mean too about like the story. This is by no means like, you know, how it has to be for everybody, but I know that myself and a number of other people, you know, that I've played with or spoken to, it does take a little while to get into the story, especially sort of, it depends a little bit on like how much you do or don't like A Realm Reborn, you know? Because I know people who loved A Realm Reborn, absolutely loved it, start to finish, you know, had absolutely no qualms with it at all. And like even myself, to be honest, I was so excited to just be like in an MMO again. I hadn't been gaming for a long time, and I really didn't have that much problem with A Realm Reborn, but I see how it's not the greatest, or it's a little, it can be a bit slow feeling for some, right? And like even for me, like going back and trying to do it again compared to Heaven's Ward and especially Stormblood, Shadowbringers, and Walker, I definitely can feel how people get a little bit, it's a little bit tough to maybe get like super in until you get maybe, you know, to Heaven's Ward and beyond. But that does take a little while, especially when you're getting started. And it is a shame. I wonder how many awesome, you know, people we may not have here in the game because they just are having a hard time getting past A Realm Reborn. And of course, if you're not out of A Realm Reborn yet, so to say that if you're like, you know, sub level 50, then you also don't have access to housing or any of that stuff. You could go to a nightclub, but I know you can't like buy even an apartment until you're level 50, which is not hard to get, but I could see how some people, you know, they try it for a week or something like that, and they just are like, this is not really for me, I don't think. You know, compared to maybe a lot of games of modern day, like let's say Elden Ring, or, you know, I mean, even like Apex or these kind of things, where I think a lot of, you know, you kind of, a lot of them, they throw you in really fast. Like within the first 15 minutes of you playing the game, right? You're like already fighting, and you're already like fighting and like doing a lot of like complex stuff. And I do feel like that's something that maybe trips people up in 14 too, that there's a bit of a slow burn. And slow burns are always a bit of a crapshoot in terms of who's willing to sit through the slow aspect of that to get to the burn part. And T was saying, I play 14 with a few friends, so that helps. Right now, we're doing our FC house, so lots to do. Yeah. Oh yeah. Playing with friends too is like really, really helpful. Definitely when I was doing the A Realm Reborn thing, like I was playing through with a buddy of mine who I played vanilla WoW with. And so that really helped to kind of get my foot off the ground. And then, you know, weirdly, okay, he got really busy, and originally we were playing through and trying to sort of play through at the same rate, like playing through all the same content and stuff together. But he ended up getting really busy and kind of not being able to play much. And weirdly, this actually really worked to my advantage, I think, in a way, because it meant that like instead of just sort of plugging at the MSQ only, I ended up diverting my attention to things like the A Realm Reborn relics, and like looking into housing and some other stuff, kind of like to fill the gap when he wasn't available to play. And that ended up, I think, actually being one of the reasons why I didn't have nearly the kind of struggle getting through A Realm Reborn as some people do, because I wasn't only doing MSQ. I kind of inadvertently sort of diversified myself very quickly before even finishing A Realm Reborn. Brendan's saying, in terms of what keeps me coming back, the breadth of content, I suppose. FF games always hook me with the story first, gameplay second. Currently leveling alt jobs PvP and blue quests and unlocks that I've ignored for a long time. So like the breadth of content, I think that's definitely 100% true. Like just the fact that there is so much to do, and it's not just combat. It's I mean, I guess like maybe cliche to say, but it's like there's something for everybody, and that's pretty true though in 14, right? Like And I think something, okay, I will say too, something that strikes me that's kind of maybe a bit of a unique position of 14 too, is that there's something for everybody, and like of lots of different styles of gamers too, you know? Like I think some games are like, there's a lot of variety, but it's still all like really hardcore, for example, right? Like maybe like Elden Ring or something is like a little bit hard to get into unless you're like more of a hardcore gamer. Or maybe Apex or something, or okay, I don't know. They have variety in a different way, but like I really like what I'm getting at here is 14 is really cool in that I think it appeals to, you know, guys, girls, hardcore gamers, casual gamers, artists, you know, I mean, people who are really into math, right? I mean, might be like really into like min-maxing stuff or like theory crafting. People who are into fashion and photography, get into G-pose and everything, right? It's like there's something for everybody, and there's like a really flushed out way to go about all of those things. Oh, you know, performing like nightlife or even like bard performances and stuff. Like I think that that's super cool, and I definitely feel like that's a big asset for 14. Is that like I wouldn't say I've never, but like the amount of time it surprised me how many people I was meeting in here that are like, you know, wildly different age ranges. How many, not just guys, right? I mean, there's like a lot of ladies who play 14. And I think, I mean, not to stereotype, but I mean, that for me has been like not the case in a lot of my gaming experience, right? Where there's like people who are like way above or below my age range, right? There's people who are like different, you know, all like an actual genuine like wide mix of gender spectrum, sexuality spectrum, the, you know, even just how they want to present themselves spectrum. Like I think it's really cool the amount of diversity that there is in 14, both in the content as well as then what that allows for the kinds of people and stuff to be in here, right? I think that's just like it's very beautiful. It's just very, it's really nice to see. So I was thinking too, like, okay, kitchen wise, right? I was thinking like, what's a really efficient way to do like a ceiling? And I think this is good. I'm gonna try this. And then I'm gonna use the cask racks to smooth out the transition point here, right? Or even like, honestly, that's even like a nice transition point as it is. That actually might even be it. I don't even need a cask rack. But I like that that has a little bit more of a color change. And actually, the trim here on the edges kind of matches right there. So I like that. I'm gonna use that. I just didn't want this, see, this is like a really harsh edge where it just like the marble just suddenly ends and this begins. And I think it's a little nicer if you have a little bit of like a transition point right there between the ceiling and the wall. So I'm gonna use probably glade tubs. If I can get the luminous lofts, I'd probably float them just above these so the lights are showing. And then we're going to need, I think like a hanging bookshelf or something here. And then we'll have our beds pushed up through here. So I'm gonna get a loft bed and a hanging, let's see, what do I want? Hanging bookshelf or a hanging cupboard? Uh-oh. And since I see, like, do we have some more people in the chat too? Now, I know Airmore and Kai, I think, joined after this. So after this stream, I was thinking if a bunch of us wanted to go over to the Moonfire Fair together and hang out there for a little while, that'd be fun since that just started. So if you are free after I finish streaming here and want to come join, would love to have you come join along. Just gonna do the event, get our glams. We can take some photos together, watch the fireworks, and yeah, hang out and talk and enjoy the festivities. Because why not? You know, it just started. Everyone's really hyped about it. I want to get my glams. So, just FYI, in case anybody does want to like pop in after that, I'll announce it in my Discord again, or I'll put a little like notification so that way people can know to come and join. But if not, you've been told, you've been warned now. All right, let's see. Do I want this? Yeah, maybe I'll do this, and And then I can have that really nice, clean, the wood top here, right? The wood top. And I can put some rectangular partitions or something here to give us a really clean looking cabinet. And then our little tables will extend from here. I do need to figure out though what's gonna go here, like how it's gonna extend. I think bar counters probably is the way to go, right? So what I mean by that is we're gonna have the little table legs coming up, and then I think we need a bar counter. Cause it's so low to the ground, but I want there to be a wood shelf here, right? So like that. And then the table legs are gonna come up here. And we're gonna have our little shelves that are below here. But I need, yeah, a nice clean surface bar counter. Probably 2 of them, it looks like. Unless I add some cabinets on the side here, which is very reasonable to probably think to do. So probably going to have these. This. And then one like this to offset this one. Uh-oh. That's gonna be annoying. Oh, probably should do storeroom. So probably like this. Where's that bookshelf? Okay, we might need to even... I guess you could argue that those are cooking books, though. Like, there's an argument that could be made that those are cooking books, so that they would belong there. I might run with that idea. Let's just call them cooking books. Okay, table legs, blah, blah. So, Hingen, what was it? The book, what did we decide here? Hingen bookshelf. Okay, so we need 1 Hingen bookshelf, a bar counter, maybe 2 bar counters. Luminous loft, 2 luminous lofts, a Hingen, this might be expensive. Oh well, whatever. It is what it is. Yeah. Hingen book. I'm gonna self-hydrate check myself. Coffee break, quick coffee break and water break. Hydrate thyselves, fellow viewers. I see Katali saying, I'm addicted to alts. This wasn't my first character as my main. For sure. It's like, I mean, I will say, it's really nice that they allow you to be everything on one character. That's something that like really tripped me up in WoW. Is like having to pick, you know, your class, right, when you start. I mean, like if you wanted to play a different class, you had to make a different character. Because that super tripped me up. In terms of like, I never got past level 35 or something because I kept making characters and switching sides and like trying different things. But I really like that in 14, I can just make like the one character and then boom, done, right? Like, I mean, like I'm all set right from there. And that's really, really nice. Oh, beautiful. These are nice and cheap. And what was it, bar counter? This might be really expensive. But I think like there is still like so, it's a lot of fun to have alts, you know, just to have variety and other things. The nice thing too, I really am happy that they let our alts all share if you buy bonus retainers. Because that's so nice. You know, if you buy 2 bonus retainers like I have, but then like every single one of your alts gets those retainers. So effectively, it's like, and you can have up to 8 alts on a server, right? So it's like, that's so much more inventory space. All for the price of like 1 bonus alt, or 1 bonus retainer. it's very efficient, and I really like that. Okay, hopefully these are not an arm and a leg. Oh, that's not actually too bad. Okay. So luminous lofts. What else do we need? We probably need some plates. Because we need like clutter to go on the shelves. Although that's not as important, I suppose. Oh, nice and cheap. Good. I'm just gonna buy them all up. Why not? Okay, let's start with this, and we'll go from there. Oh, I needed one more bed. A loft bed, right? I think. I was trying to get into some GPO's venue picks, says Brendan, a bit, but kept having problems with my Windows Defender causing me headaches when editing. Oh, yeah. Oh, so like when you were trying to kind of like do, like maybe like add some shaders and those kinds of things? Because like I don't think Windows Defender would matter, right? Otherwise? Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think like maybe if you're doing a little bit of reshade or something, which is like obviously if you're really into GPOs and that kind of thing, then kind of having reshade or Photoshop or these kind of things is a must in a way. Although that being said, there's actually a surprising amount that you can do with just the base GPOs, as shown by Leon Aquitane's fantastic tutorials on Twitter. Shout out once again to those tutorials because they're fucking off the chain amazing. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, go look them up. Leon Aquitone. I'll link it in a second here. Because just you gotta check these out. They're amazing GPOs tutorials that will blow your mind of what's possible if you don't know already, or just certainly help you level up your game, your GPOs game, if you're about that life. Okay, is this good? Is this gonna be okay? I think this is gonna be good. And then let's see if we want to do the rectangular partition. Let's go like that, maybe. We might need another something to create a line right there to make the little break over here. But, oh, or bathroom tiles. We might be able to use bathroom tiles or something to give it a nice little texture. But I think this is fine for right now. But if nothing else, we might need a wood slat or something right here. I'm thinking... where... Do I have a wood slat? I think I had one upstairs, right? Let's just try putting that there to see how that looks. You can go there, this can come here. Who again? Anastasia Vaughn. First of all, hello, welcome to the stream. I see you first time chatter. Welcome to the housing stream. One sec here, let me get that link. Let me link it to you guys. One moment. Oh, actually, maybe his card would be a better link. Looks like he has a... Yeah, okay, here we go. Beautiful, right? So, here you go. Okay, so this is a good friend of the stream, Leon Aquitaine. He is also Leon Aquitaine on Twitter, but that's his card. And the reason I linked the card, which hopefully works. Make sure, someone tell me if that link doesn't work for some reason. But on his card, he has listed very nicely all of both his photo studios as well as all of his GPOs tutorials, which are all in the form of like tweet threads. So he has phenomenal tweet thread versions of tutorials that explain G-pose, basically. How to get, like, optimize your photos, how to crop things better, how to light your photos, what all the settings do and how to optimize them, how to light dark-skinned characters even. Like, he has an extensive collection of tutorial guides. So if you are new to G-pose, or even if you're a veteran of G-pose, but you would like want to see if there's more that you missed, take a look at his work. I think that there's something for everybody there that you can all learn. I certainly learned. I think I've gone through 2 of his tutorials and I didn't even deep dive into them. And I learned so much. So take a look at those and bookmark his stuff. And send him a follow. Send him a follow or a retweet and that kind of thing. And tell him Noah says hi if you happen to talk to him. And hello back, Anastasia. I'm guessing, Anastasia, that you are both a housing enthusiast as well as a G-pose enthusiast? An artist, one might say, in a general sense. Let's see if we can do this, right? So to match the little line right there, I was thinking we could go like this, right? Like, in fact, actually, technically, we could even probably go like this and just make it really simple, right? But then just match the little line right there. And then that way, if this was to pull forward, right? You can see how, boom. And we could just color it the same way. Oh, actually it needs to go like that. It needs to go like that, because then it'd be like that. Not perfect, but it works and it helps us frame out this little bit. And when we float it, it will connect up with the top. Okay, so... we need to... But we need a couple things here. Okay, so a couple things. We need to figure out... This needs to go back. Like that. This needs to push all the way back, so it's barely peeking through. This goes like that, so that this matches the side there. Okay, there we go. That's better. Now we just need to float all this up, even these out a bit. Okay. Yeah, you're a housing and G-pose enthusiast. Well, cool. Glad to see you. How'd you find the stream? If I may ask, I'm always just kind of curious, like how people stumble upon me doing stuff here. And I'll lob the same question to you I lobbed to everybody else. That's what we've been talking about, which is, you play 14, obviously, Anastasia. So what keeps you coming back to 14? Although I suppose you being here does give me a little bit of a probably an educated guess as to what that could be. But I'm curious. Humor me for a moment. Let's see here. Ooh, that's gonna be nice right there, right? Like that little line. Okay. Oh, let's see if we can get this a little bit more even. Let's see here. Oh, and Brendan was saying, so yeah, exactly. Editing the screenshots in a photo editor. I'm also definitely no photography or editing editor outside the game, but I used to do a lot of AR photos editing in Pokemon Go. Oh, whoa, okay, cool. On mobile. So I thought let's try it out. I know, honestly, mobile photo editing is really pro. I gotta say. Like, actually, so many of, like, just, like, back in the, Facebook, Instagram kind of store photos, especially Instagram, like, using, what was that, ViscoCam, right? Snapseed and those kind of things, like, the amount of, like, lightweight, fast, on-the-go editing you could do and come up with really good results, like, really professional-looking results very quickly was absolutely pro as fuck. Like, just really, really cool. I don't know. I remember just being completely blown away by, like, the potential of, like, what you could do with the editing softwares just on a mobile device. Like, so cool. There we go. Okay, I think that's even. These little windows. Okay. Now to float all this shit up off the ground. That's gonna be it's gonna take a little bit of time. So we're gonna chat. We're gonna chat while we float. Maybe I should float this stuff first and then talk about that. Did I lock this in place and then leave the house? Okay, I'm gonna leave the house first to make sure that that's solidly locked in place first, just to make sure. So let's see. But I still haven't tried it in 14. I still haven't fully figured out that I will stop. But I haven't fully figured it out, but it will stop me from making changes to that folder and my run around as admin. Don't always work. Thanks for the link. It works. Perfect. So I'm glad that, first of all, that the link works for Leon's stuff. Let's see. Photo editing on mobile. Yeah, would love to see what you're trying though, Brendan. So actually, hey, for both of you and for anybody else who's new, if you guys haven't already, I have a Discord server where we talk about housing and share our works in progress. But it's also like a place where, so in case you don't know, I do both housing, but I also own and built a nightclub. So I DJ in my nightclub, I have nightlife events, we do hangouts, we have a G-Pose channel. There's like, it's a creative, I don't know, artist hangout and cool people, artists and cool people hang out. So Brendan and Anastasia, and again, whoever else would like to join, there's my Discord server. Would love to have you guys in there. And then would love to see you share, if you would like, whatever you're working on for housing or G-Pose and stuff. Leon is actually in my Discord server, if I'm not mistaken. So you could even lob questions at him. So yeah. You can get live feedback. Or even just share what you're working on, because we'd love to see it. General statement too. A whole bunch of people have been sharing stuff in the Discord, and it's been super cool. I know I'm a bit behind on responding and taking a look at some of that. I had some IRL things come up this week, but like, damn, yeah, you guys have been sharing some awesome creative stuff all across the board. Housing, G-Pose, like, just great stuff, everybody. I love it. It's so cool to like wake up and be able to look at my server and to just be like, oh, well, look at all the creativity going on here. Keep that up, everyone. I love it. I love to see it. All right, this is gonna be a bit of a nightmare, I think, because we gotta nudge float up a white rectangular partition and this bookshelf. We'll start with the bookshelf though, and we'll go from there. Let's see. Also, hold on a second. I'm reading this. Sorry, the way I have my computer set up, I have to play. The way my streaming setup works, I'm playing on my PS4, and I have to like full on turn my head away from the computer, which is streaming out OBS. So I do apologize that like when I'm floating and stuff, I can't quite be reading the chat at the exact same time. So I have to flip-flop back and forth. And that means that sometimes I'm not able to respond right away, or I don't see your messages. So sometimes if I ask questions and you're like, hey man, I already answered that. I'm sorry, I meant just not have caught up yet with the chat. Oh, that's too high. We don't want to, we're missing the sync there. And it's weirdly high for my character to stand next to. Yeah, so Anastasia says, I found you through Discord. I got a house from Imperium opened and got super hardcore into learning all about furnishings. I believe your stream was mentioned at least one of the 4 Discords I managed to get into. Oh, hell yeah. Okay, cool. Well, I'm so glad to hear that then. I'm so glad people are, I guess, talking about some of the stuff we're doing. Congrats on getting the house in Imperium. I think it's like Imperium. I always mess this up too, to be honest. Imperium spelling. It's Preym or something. But honestly, I know exactly what you're talking about. Everybody knows what you're talking about, and I think most people. It'd be like if I was like, you know, like spell Imperium, go. Like I feel like so many people would fuck that up. You know, if in a pinch. Good spelling bee question. Quick, 5 seconds, spell Imperium. But that's cool. So you got like super hardcore into learning all the housing and everything. Wonderful. So glad though that you found us, because that's like I'm all about that. And like I like love teaching housing and talking about housing, and I'm actually working on getting more housing related content up on my YouTube channel as well. Because I have like, I did the like housing 101 and 201 streams, but I've been meaning to and wanting to do more with the channel, making more short form videos and other, not just tutorial stuff, but also just like break it downs and other building things. Oh yeah, there we go. There's our sink, right? See, there's our little cute sink, right? You can have like a little ale tap coming through the wall here. Beautiful. We just need to dye them the right colors, right? So this would be, here, furnishing color. Can I grab a chocobo counter? Can I grab it? There it is. We just dye it like that, right? And then now you have a nice sink. Slate gray. Let's just dye it right now. Slate gray. How do, slate. Wait, it's gotta be here, right? There it is. One slate gray. Furnishing color, paint, bada boom. And now we have our sink. And then I think to match the other wood, right, we're gonna eventually dye this like this, right? Bone white. There we go, beautiful. And it even kind of like sticks up, right? Like as if it's one of those fancy ass sinks that kind of like pops up out of the counter. Beautiful. So you can see now how with this, and then we start getting our shelving in place. Uh-oh. Not like that. Not like this. But there we go. Where did our other shelves go? They're down here maybe? Did they go against the wall? Oh, they're in my inventory. Yeah, here we go. Row 2. Would probably make the most sense too if this lined up properly with the bookshelf. So like, there. Right, so we're not clipping into any books. Ideally. Maybe like that. Unless we eventually cover up the shelves there, which is very possible. We could add a rectangular partition even right there or something. Just something that would block this off. But if we're gonna say those are cookbooks for now, and we're gonna have it like that. We need a vent still that comes down above this, like a oven hood. I think that's what maybe that's a technical term, oven hood. And we can work on that in a moment after we float some of our other things up. Let's see what were you saying. Anastasia 2. Sorry, I'm getting to part 2 of your thing here. So probably the uniqueness and the sheer amount of... So in answering the question of what keeps you coming back to 14, Anastasia was saying probably is the uniqueness and the sheer amount of things to do. I love creating, and 14 does a pretty good job of always having something to do. Plus I have friends on different data centers, so when one set or a sleeper burnt out, then I have another set. Yeah. Oh man, DC travel. I must say, of course, after the initial launch, there was a bit of that scuff just because everybody flooded it. But now that it's kind of evened out, man, DC travel is so nice. And it honestly works very well. I was a little worried that it would just be really like laggy or, you know, take a long time all the time. But it's actually really nice. The amount of times I've had to travel already, and it's been such a nice experience, honestly. I just whiz right through it. It's not an issue at all. It's I'm genuinely very impressed with how well that was implemented overall. It opens the doors to so much. It's been a ton of fun, and being able to now like DJ across multiple data centers and everything too. So to be able to perform, to have other people come to my nightclub from different data centers, oof, just the possibilities have been fantastic. I'm going to rotate this so it's out of the way. Because I need to get these beds floated. Where are they? There's the center point. But yeah, no, the uniqueness and sheer amount of things to do. So I think, yeah, I feel like that's a common thing. Is everybody kind of really cites that like 14 just has such a wide breadth of things that you can do with it. So cool. Yeah. Yo, Liara, what's up? And Maple, both of you, hello, hi. Welcome both of you back to the stream. Oh, and you're saying, Anastasia was saying, BIDs are probably, break it downs, BIDs are probably my favorite, especially video ones, because some are so ingenious they need a video to show how exactly that was done. Oh, welcome back, Nimbus. Glad your phone is no longer dead. It is. I'm still very wary of getting stuck. But I think it's good now. Yeah, of course, like, I mean, everyone's always a little bit like, shit, you know, what if I somehow get, like, locked out of my DC for some reason? But, like, I don't know. I mean, I can't be the only one who kind of thought, like, this is a big deal, like, transferring characters between data centers, and I feel like this could go wrong in so many ways, right? Or it could just be an absolute, like, yes, it's possible, but it always takes, like, 10 minutes to do or something. So the fact that even during peak times now, right? Except for, like, maybe, okay, exceptions are, of course, like, if, for example, you're trying to go to LunarCon or something, where it's like, that server is just absolutely packed to the brim for whatever reason a special event is happening. That's different. But on the whole, honestly, Saturday night, it's like peak time Saturday night. I'm just like going to visit some friend's nightclub, and I still only wait like maybe a minute, and then I'm already warping over. That's pretty fucking good, right? That's amazing, actually, like that it's that fast. So, and I love it. I think that's so cool to be able to play with then so many people. And here, like, I remember getting into 14, you know, and I don't have a whole ton of IRL friends who play 14, but some of the few that do were all on like Primal or something, and it was like, oh shit, you know, we can't hang out together. But now, aha, gotcha, got him. No excuses anymore. Now you got to come to my nightclub. Uh-oh. Okay, I think I need to do this systematically. A little bit. I gotta go from the edge. But yeah. Yo, Liara, Maple, how you doing? What are you guys up to? I know the last couple times we've been on stream, I think you both have been working on stuff. And both of you, Maple and Liara, have been posting a bunch of stuff in the Discord. Like, you have been hauling ass on building stuff. Liara, I know you were building with the Eorzean Aquarium on, I think it was, well, I mean, Oceania? Or EU? I forget which one. But I know, like, you've been building with them, as well as building the sort of... Well, actually, you've been building a bunch of stuff. There was that kitchenette you were showing us with the masonwork windows. And then, like, Maple, you had that awesome-looking theater. I don't think I got a chance to respond directly to that yet, but I saw that you made that amazing movie theater. The movie theater build. The entryway for the movie theater, I should say. And I'm guessing that maybe an actual theater room is also on the way in that build. But, damn, both of you have just been kicking ass. So much housing ass lately. That's awesome. I see it. I see what you guys are doing. I apologize that I don't always get a chance to respond in full. But no, I'm always watching. Always watching, Wazowski. Yeah, I'm here for it, so... Let's see, the, Still wary of getting my bonfires and glams on my alts. Cool! Yo, Liara, if you're not done with the Moonfire Fair after the stream, I was gonna just go over there with whoever is around and thought we could all hang out together at the Moonfire Fair. So, if you haven't done it, or if you just want to come hang out, after I'm done here with this stream, I'm gonna go over and get my glams and just hang out. Hopefully grab some group pictures with people. Cause I think it'd be pretty sweet to get a couple group, like community photos with us all in our new beachwear and stuff. Or like whatever summer wear you guys want to wear. And that kind of thing. Yay, Nimbus, you gonna be good to hang out too? Perfect. So your head's feeling a little better then, huh? Here, hydrate with me. I think that'll help too. Honestly, I feel like we're all chronically dehydrated. There's probably some science to back that somewhere, but I don't have it. But trust me, I'm a stranger on the internet. Trust me on this. You're chronically dehydrated. Go drink some water, everybody, including myself. Let's see. Both EU and Oceania for Eorzean Aquarium. Damn! You're working on both? You'll be making a movie-themed room at Maples. Oh, hell yeah! Nice! Dang, it makes me want to beef up my my movie theater, the one that I built in my FC house. If you need any, if you want a movie theater for reference, about like, well, I don't know, I guess how I would build a movie theater. Take a look at the theater room that I have at my FC house. Like, in case anybody doesn't know, because I know maybe some people on the day, actually, didn't know that I have an FC house on Crystal Mateus, and it's open. And there are 3 different FC rooms as well as the main room, and they're all built out, and you're welcome to go take a look. Main room is a Japanese izakaya. Room number 1 is a outdoor amphitheater. It's built to look like you've stepped outside into the backyard, even though it is in fact an FC room. The room number 2 is a movie theater, but like the actual theater room where like the projector would be. I guess it does have a little lobby area too, but it's like Maple's thing initially that I saw she built was like walking into like a fancy, you know, Century AMC theater, or like a, you know, I don't know, what's that famous one? The Chinese theater, Hollywood one that they always do the movie premieres at. Some super awesome fancy movie theater lobby. And then my one's more like the actual room where you'd sit down with the seats and everything. But yeah, in case anybody wants to take a look at that. And then was it the third room was... Oh yeah, the third room was the cafe and bar that I actually built completely on stream. It was the very first thing that I ever built on stream. If anybody was... anybody here when I first started that? Do we have anybody who's here today that remembers the aquascape build and the quote-unquote artist loft that I was building at the time? The OGs of the stream. Also, hold on, sorry guys, I'm probably getting a little behind on chat here. I just want to float these up. Okay, and let's rotate, because otherwise I'm gonna be upset with myself in life and everything. I think I got everything, right? There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, make sure this one is rotated. Okay, let's lock those, because I don't want to have to deal with that again. So you're currently working on another theater room in the house. Should be finished here shortly. Man, you all are just so... I love it. Honestly, it's inspiring. I think far too often I fall a little bit into the trap of kind of like hermiting and like kind of being out of the loop with other artists and stuff. But it's honestly so helpful to have other artists that are also working on stuff, and you kind of can like energize each other in a like not in a toxic competition kind of way, right? But like in a like it for me, it's so cool to see that like, you know, so and so is making this awesome thing, and it makes me like, yeah, oh dang, like that's really like maybe I get some ideas from them, or even just like seeing how dedicated they are to their craft, and like that they're, you know, pushing through, because I'm sure they have their own struggles and stuff too, and that's just like really cool and inspiring. And I think you kind of need that a little bit sometimes, because sometimes being a solo artist, you can get a little too in your head, you know? I feel like can I get an amen for that, right? Like where you just get all like up in your head, and it can be, you can kind of, was it lose the forest for the trees or something? And you kind of lose sight maybe of what you're working on. I need to push this a little lower. I don't like how you can see this bar right here and the little other panels coming through. So it needs to be like a half grid snap below. And what we will do, oh, here we go. Here's a good learning point here. We're gonna make these all the same height, and we're gonna do it with the potion rack trick, which I'll show in a moment here after I catch up on chat. Brandon was saying, I was looking into your venue info to see if I could find what kind of vibe you bring to your sets, and then I saw Anjuna. Yeah! Hell yeah! Anjuna beats and Anjuna deep. I only have one 14 DJ that routinely plays the trance and progressive that I usually listen to, and maybe now that's 2. It certainly is. You definitely should come to Prominence the 17th. And actually, hey, since we're talking about DJ sets, so my nightclub, Prominence Nightclub, I'm gonna link it right now, in case anybody wants to know. But in case anybody wants to know more about it, there's a link to the website for my nightclub that I built, Prominence Nightclub. But I'm also going to be DJing tomorrow, actually, at Lord Rastafari's Smoke Bucket Bash. And my set is from 12 to 2 p.m. PST. So it's quite a bit earlier than normal. I know it's not exactly nightlife, it's like midday life. for a lot of folks. But yeah, in case any of you are free, I'll make sure to post an announcement, like a notification going live in my Discord as well. So don't worry if you just want to wait for that to sort of pop up on your radar. But yeah, I will be playing there, and yeah, that'll be a fun time. I don't know exactly what kind of set I'll be playing yet. I'm going to try to feel out what the vibe is based off of what I hear other people playing when I first sort of arrive at the party. So it might be Anjuna, it might be a little bit more like general progressive house and stuff. But it will be a good time no matter what. Let me tell ya. But yes, Brendan, I love me some Anjuna beats, some Anjuna deep. So I have two different kinds of DJ sets that I do. For Prominence, we have two different kinds of nights, generally speaking. There's the club nights that are on the Wednesdays, which is more like Anjuna beats and sort of like progressive house, tech house, clubby kind of more music. And then there is the Sunday garden parties, which is Anjuna deep, which is more like melodic house, and like sort of just like pretty uplifting chill beats at sunset kind of music. So very sort of different vibes, but I think both have their place and they're both very beautiful in their own ways. Do I not have a potion rack here? This might be a problem if I don't. I might have forgot to bring one over here. Oh, there it is. Beautiful. Whew. It's like, oh gosh, that would not be good. So putting a bid in on one of the two houses available in the game. Wish me luck. Good luck, Nimbus. I wish you luck. Address, please. I'll pop over one. Sorry. I see Maple was asking for the address for my FC house. Here, one sec. Let me get that for you. Oh, that's not it. There we go. It says come hang out, but I am not, in fact, at my FC house right now. But in case you wanted to go visit the FC house that I was talking about, where I have the movie theater and the outdoor amphitheater and everything, there you go. The address is right below the gameplay right now. It's Crystal, Mateus, Lavender Beds, Ward 3, Plot 35. So have a look at that. We also built the front yard on stream. So actually that's the housing VOD for that is up too, if you ever wanted to like see how we did that. That was a good time. That was awesome. We had like a whole bunch of people hanging out too while we were doing it. Good stuff. The exterior of the theater is decorated to look like Grauman's Chinese theater. There you go. Wait. So is Grauman's Chinese theater, is that the one in Hollywood? And okay, in case you're still here, Katali, bye-bye. We'll see you on the next time. Have fun with raiding. I think that's where you're heading out to. Let's see. That's the one on Hollywood Boulevard? Okay, yeah. I didn't realize that it actually had like a name, but that totally makes sense. Or rather, I didn't know what the name was. But yes, Grauman's Chinese Theater. So I guess my my designer senses were tingling, and we're in the same wavelength. Because yeah, you nailed it. It looks like a fancy Hollywood movie premiere theater, and that's so fucking cool. Where is the midpoint? Okay, the midpoint is here. Weirdly here. Oh, I see, because the bedposts are here. So I need to go here. So this needs to move over to here. Okay. So why am I doing this? Let's see, you're off to run some errands, but have a good rest of stream and Moonfire Fair. I'll see you again soon. Yeah, awesome, Brendan. Like I said, hey, jump in the Discord, drop me a follow here. We'd love to see you again. Hopefully we'll see you very soon on the stream. Have fun, or I guess have a good rest of the day. Hopefully the errands go well. We'll see you soon. Carrie, hello from Belgium. Yo, what's up? Hello from Belgium. How do you say hello over in Belgium? Is there a word for this? Well, okay, obviously there's a word for hello in every language or every culture, but how would you say hello if I went to Belgium and was trying to greet you properly? Dag? Is that how you pronounce it? I'm guessing it's not dag. Probably dog, right? So if I walked into, like if I guess just like was meeting up with you on the street or something like that, like you and your buds, you and your friends and stuff, you'd be like, oh, dog, right? Like you, or just dog. Just sort of like saying like, hello. Is that correct? Hello also works. Okay. Sort of. So is hello actually of the language, or is that just like because everybody understands English in a very broad sense that's kind of gotten adopted as like a thing you can also alternatively just say? Wait, what the heck? Oh, I see. I'm not far enough. There we go. Depends where in Belgium you are. 3 main languages here. Whoa, really? What are the 3? Oh, Flemish/Dutch. Okay, I didn't want to seem ignorant, but I was like, what? Speaking Belgian does not sound like that's not a thing, right? Is that? I don't think that's an actual. You know, it's not like saying speaking French in France. There is no Belgium language. Is that correct? I apologize if my ignorance is flashing a little bit there as I say that. But I mean it honestly in no offensive way. I'm not sure. French, German, the others. Okay. So it's like a melting pot kind of thing going on there, right? Like melting language. Oh man, do I really have to go farther? Oh goodness. Okay. Also, okay, so housing happening thing really quick here. In case anybody is not sure of what I'm doing here. So here's the thing. We have these lofted beds and we're pushing them up through the floor, right? But here's the problem that we're running into. So the thing is, all of them are very uniform looking right now, but I need these to be a little bit lower, right? But I don't want them a full grid snap lower because they only need to be a little bit lower, right? Because we want them to, these little spikes shouldn't pop up above this countertop. But I think a full grid snap lower would make them too low. So we need them in between a grid snap. But then the question arises, how do we make sure that they are all exactly the same height off the ground, right? If they're not using grid snap. Now, one way to do that would be just kind of painfully nudging them all lower and then trying to correct along the way, right? Like, okay, this one looks 1 pixel lower than the other one. Let's fix that, right? But a better solution to doing this is instead to use this potion rack trick, where you take a shelf, right? So this is a shelf that has a tabletop surface, and then you take an item that can sit on top of a tabletop. So it's a tabletop item that itself has a tabletop surface. In which case, probably the easiest one to get a hold of and cleanest to use is the potion rack, because it's a tabletop item, has a tabletop surface, and it's very flat and very obvious to see like where the top of this thing is, right? So if we now use this potion rack as our floating mechanism, right? So for example, here, we're gonna use this. I'm just gonna use this position. I want this like a little bit lower than another grid snap, right? So not a grid snap lower, just a hair like that, just a bit lower, right? So now, if I use the potion rack as my floating surface, right? You see how the thing, so this snapped down just a little bit, right? Here's the trick though. Now, if I just remove the potion rack, but I leave the shelf, this is now marking the height at which this thing was floated down to. So now if I move this over here to the next one, right? And then I put the potion rack back on the shelf, as long as this shelf hasn't moved, this next bed should snap down to the exact same height that the other bed was at, right? And same thing here. I'm gonna move it again. Right? I think I didn't hit the box there. I didn't hit the hit box. That's my bad. Well, let's make sure I know where... Yeah, not quite aligned. There we go. There we go. So one more time over here, I believe. Okay, right? So here's the result, right? We are not using grid snap, and yet every single one of these you can see is perfectly aligned with each other. Down to the pixel, right? They're all exactly snapped to the same height. And if we go above now, hopefully I kind of eyeballed it, but like, hopefully these are just below. We needed a little bit more even, right? The little points are sticking up still. But do you see how they're all still very uniform? So this is extremely useful for fake ceilings or just when you're floating a bunch of stuff up and you want a bunch of stuff that matches the same height and you don't want to agonize over getting it pixel perfect. This will get it pixel perfect every single time. And hell, you could even, like, for example, if you had to loft a bunch of these beds and you knew that you needed eventually to loft a bunch of other stuff to the same height, just take this shelf and, for example, you know, and just like store this somewhere, right? Like put this over on the wall or something, right? And just put it in a corner. And then that way, whenever it comes time, like if you accidentally goof up one of these things and you either remove it or you need to add a new one or something, all you gotta do is just remember that you put this back in the back corner, pull it back, and boom, you're ready to rock and roll, and this will be at the same height. So, very, very useful, especially as you get more advanced with housing and you're trying to do more complex floating and more complex builds. So... Yo, Midori! Hi, Midori! Wooden reel table. Oh! I hadn't thought about that. Thank you, Midori, for pointing that out. Oh my god, I'm typing Midori in here. Yo, that's actually really pro. Where'd it go? Where is that? Wooden reel table. Ooh, perfect. Okay. Thank you, Midori. So Midori is pointing out that this also is exactly the same thing as the potion rack. It's actually a little bit wider. So to each, whatever works for people, whatever you can get your hands on easier, potion rack or wooden reel table, and whatever you find easiest. But this has the same properties where it's both a tabletop item as well as a tabletop surface itself. So this will do the same exact thing. So you could easily put this up here. Boom. And you'd be able to float stuff as easily like this as well. I think when I originally saw it, it was people using this, the wooden showcase. But for me, the fact that the top of the wooden showcase is here, but then there's these little like lips hanging up the top, or these little like bits on the end, it kind of tripped me up a bit. And it's also a very narrow surface, right? Like this is a very narrow shelf. So I prefer not to use the wooden showcase, even though I think this is probably the cheapest or easiest to craft. But yeah, if you can just get your hands on a potion rack or a wooden reel table, then that would be better, in my opinion. Oh, I see, yeah. Midori's saying, you find the wooden showcase was useful only for its height. That makes sense. To hit things a little higher up or something. And K-Rate says, originally from the US, but you're just as confused as me. Yeah. Wait, K-Rate, by the way, K-Rate, are you... This is the same K-Rate... you were having trouble with housing, and then you watched my tutorial, as well as that other person's one where they did the no floating or no glitch build. Is that correct? And then you were posting about it on Twitter? You're the same person, is that correct? And I think you also commented on my YouTube video as well. Okay, good. Just want to make sure, because sometimes we have people with similar names or something pop up. So cool. Okay, yeah. How's it been coming along for you, by the way? So I know, yeah, that like you recently, a couple weeks ago, posted about that, and you were saying that you finally were able to get back into it. So has it been getting easier and stuff now that you've kind of, I think, maybe gotten your bearings a little bit more and started getting the ball rolling? And also, so you're asking, is there a similar thing for walls to get them to line up pixel perfect rather than just eyeballing? Okay, I'm gonna slightly lob this one over at Midori, too, because I am actually not aware of something to line up walls when you're not using grid snap. Right, so, for example, if I was using these two, right? Oh wait, no, that's a bad example. If I'm not using grid snap, right, and I'm trying to get two walls to line up to each other, so like, let me use two Rivieras. Okay, I can use two Rivieras, that's fine. Right. You can use grid snap, but if you need to be off grid snap, the only way that I'm aware of is turning off grid snap, and then for me, my trick is I turn my mouse sensitivity way down. Like, so if you have a mouse, like a gaming mouse that has DPI, you know, dots per inch, like sensitivity, the way I do it is I turn my mouse sensitivity all the way down and grid snap off. And then that way I can much more finely maneuver this around, right? And it's also helpful, I think some people pointed out that if you grab, like, for example, the top of it, right, then it moves a little bit less, there's like spots where you can grab, like, where it will move less dramatically, right? So if you're doing like this is like kind of hard to maneuver maybe, at least with this particular partition. But if you were to, for example, angle your camera like this, and you just move like this gives me much more fine control. And so then I just zoom in like this, right? And I go like this, and I try to get it as close to pixel perfect as I can. And sometimes that involves you taking a look at it over and over again and just kind of being like, did that, you know, can I see, there's a seam still, right? Right? You know, there's a tiny little seam showing. But that's pretty close, right? I mean, that's basically invisible. So let's see, usually for walls, you can either use waymarks, Cosmos wall mounted items on the wall above the floor. We're trying to loft it. But for straightening walls that aren't lofted, it takes a lot of patience. Yeah. Definitely more comfortable with it. Oh, so K-Rit's saying, am I saying that correctly? K-Rit. Not K-Rit or K-Ret. Or something completely different. I just want to make sure I get carrot. Oh, like carrot, like a crunchy orange carrot, right? Carrot. Okay, cool. Trying to be like more fancy pants than I needed to be, I guess. I was like, maybe it's, you know, it's like with some accents in there and like, nope, just say it, just carrot. Okay, good. Glad I got that. Which kind of makes sense. Your avatar is a bunny, so like goes hand in hand, I think. A bunny gal. But yeah, for straightening walls, yeah. To my knowledge, I don't think. Yeah, I don't think there is a super clean trick. Like, there's nothing as clean as using a potion rack for walls to get it, like, you know, to just like absolutely nail pixel perfect alignment every single time. It's really just more about the patience. Okay, here's a small tip though. if you're really struggling and you just get frustrated and like just can't bring yourself to actually figure out the way to get it to be completely seamless, because sometimes it's really difficult, especially like with textured pieces like this, it's much easier to hide if there's a seam. But obviously, if you have something like this, right, this is much harder to hide when there's a little seam like this. So 2 tips. 1, if you can dye things darker, it's much easier to hide seams. So for example, if you dye both of these black, if there was a tiny little seam, you wouldn't be able to see it at all if they were both pitch black or even like gray. But of course, that's not reasonable. Sometimes you're going to need something to be light colored, right? So I would say the other tip that I have is consider the perspective from which the viewer will be seeing the object, right? What I mean by this is, if, for example, you walk into, you're walking down into a build, right? Let's just say that I'm building a hallway here, right? Like I want to just block off everything on over here, and I'm only going to use this as like a long hallway, right? And you're doing it like this, right? And it has to be off-grid snap for some reason. So I would consider this. So see how from here you can see the seam, right? So I would say, if anything, consider that most viewers will walk in like this, and the first thing you have them see would be the seam right there. So you don't want that, right? If anything, if they're gonna happen to see a seam, let them see it from the back side where they have to flip around, right? So, like if you can't quite get it perfect, make it so that from the front here, see? Seamless, right? Like they won't, the first thing they'll be greeted as they walk down here isn't a seam. They won't even be able to tell. And it'd only be after they walk, like, for example, if there was your bread counters or something, right? Like, oh, there's a little shop down here, right? Right? So the odds of them walking down here, coming to this shop, and then flipping their camera all the way around, and then being like, whoa, 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 what? There's this little seam right here. It's like next to nothing, right? Like nobody's gonna care, or no one's gonna notice at that point. They just need to come down here, see perfectly flat wall, and then there's a counter to interact with, right? So I think that's the other tip I would say is, it's 1, turn the mouse sensitivity down and just have some patience and keep trying different placements to try to get the seam smoothed out. And the second would be, just remember that most places in your build are probably going to be primarily viewed from some kind of specific angle, or they're going to be interacted with from some specific angle. And so play to that strength, right? Or weakness, I mean, and don't play to the weakness, right? Consider that if it's a shop front, most people will interact with the shop head on and look into the shop front, right? Or look at the counter. Most people will never flip their camera around, except maybe the shopkeep. But most people will never be looking at stuff from this perspective, right? It's just the shopkeeper, if anything. So they'll never notice if there's a little seam right here. Hopefully that helps a bit. I finally, oh, thank you. Wow. You read my damn mind, Midori? I literally was stretching and cracking my back like right as you redeemed that. Thank you for the stretch routine though. You know, that housing sense. Oh, he's probably been hunched over explaining this. Housing senses. We're on the same housing wavelength. Let's see. So I use a lot of stage panels and the lines show up. Yeah, exactly. Stage panels. It's a love-hate with stage panels, you know? They are like really, really pro for certain things, but they're just an absolute nightmare for other things. Like floating and positioning off-grid snap. Absolute nightmare. But, you know, for everything else, there's, what's that thing? What's that commercial? Not sponsored, by the way. But what's that thing? For such and such. For everything else, there's... I've... Whatever. The marketing, it's getting to me. They got me. Man, you know, cannot understate the... Oh, shit! Well, that's not good. I did not mean to do that. But that's okay. That's okay. We're supposed to lower these all anyway. So let's it's a happy little accident. Right? There we go. We just want to lower this by a smidge because we wanted those little points at the top to not be showing. Wait, let's actually test this out. Because what we were doing here was putting a bar counter, which I actually bought, I realize. So why not just place this down? Got distracted. There we go. So what we were doing was putting this, right? A bar counter in here. Or something like this. I think that was the idea here. And then we wanted... let me get this off grid snap. Ideally, even like this, right? Ah, crap. Looks like the tables might be... maybe I should have pushed these a little bit farther into the wall. Damn it! Yeah, because it would be nice if these lined up, right? And they lined up with the bar counter here. To be honest, it's not the end of the world if we had to push them back. Do you see what I'm going for here, though, right? Where we have this really clean countertop and then a long bar, like tabletop surface. But then below that, it would be easy to just put cabinets below here, right? That are completely solid. But what I was trying to go for here was like exposed cabinets with pots and pans and things hanging below here, just to try making this look a little different than other kitchens I've seen. Is this like the much harder way to do this? Yes. Do I regret everything in life? But you know, like the point is to try something a little bit different and not just show exactly what everyone else may be already doing or something, right? So let's see. We also wanted to put these here. Okay, I need to make a snap decision here. What do I want to do? For one, I want to... Let's see here. Can I just cover this up with a bookshelf? Oh, actually, it would probably be easiest to go like this. Right, and then have just like a second one here. So buy a second bar counter, and then just have two next to each other. Oh man, and then honestly, I feel like we just want to move the lofts all back a little bit. And did I have any inspiration for the modern kitchen? Yes, I did actually. Here, let me show you. I really, I think maybe I need to look up where I got these images. They're from Pinterest, but I want to maybe cite my sources here. But here we go. So, yes, so this is actually what we're basing this off of. Oh, look, I can even match the angle, roughly. Right? So this was one of the inspiration images that I had pulled. And I think, again, the main thing here is I've seen a lot of kitchens, very beautiful kitchens done in 14, and even on Pinterest and stuff. But I wanted to try to see if we could do something like a little bit different than what I was usually seeing. And I think something that I latched onto when I was looking at this one is having these open drawers, like these open shelves beneath the normal bar countertop, right? So here you can see my mouse from 14 right around here, right? This edge of the screen bit here. I really wanted to see if I could get this exposed bit happening, right? I thought that'd be kind of cool and different and something that I hadn't really seen happening. And so that's where I was going with this, right? So you just drop these a lot lower. Obviously this line is going to be gone. These ones, this little line down here, that's just me floating to the wrong height. But if you drop these a little lower, then I think we could replicate this exposed cabinets. And yeah, I mean, just again, it's really, it's not necessary, but it's just something to give it a little bit of a different feel than I think most of the time people have closed cabinets below. And then I was gonna do, yeah, exposed cabinets up top, or exposed shelving up top, and then exposed like cabinets below. And yeah, so anyway, there you go. That's kind of like what we're going for here. Maybe I can put that. Well, I don't know. I'll pop it back up in a moment. And okay, Carrot's saying, I figure I might resort to using the wooden slot partition to hide the seams if worse comes to worse. That's also a good point. Yeah, if you can make a reason, a logical reason why why you would put like a pillar or like just some kind of extra support system, that can actually be really nice. I think actually, if anything, one could argue that in many builds there is a lack of structural support. Like if you make like a super pristine box, right? For example, of like stage panels and some other like floor panels or something like that, it might actually end up looking a little bit fake just because it's so perfect that like in real life, you'd need some kind of support, or it wouldn't actually be that perfect. Because you gotta remember, like in real life, having perfectly super extremely flat, like uniform walls is really rare, right? Like that's really, really hard to do. And most people don't actually want that. They want like texture to the walls, and they want, you know, some other things to break up the visuals. So, like it actually makes more sense to have a pillar or something kind of popping out of the wall, because that's how you'd actually do it in real life. So it adds realism as well as hides seams. And if you can kill two birds with one stone, then double tap, you know? Oh yeah, I was testing that open concept for bottom drawers a while ago, but I scrapped it. I don't know if I can share links, but it was different thematic though. Oh, that exposed cabinetry. I need to figure out how to, like, if you share a link, can I retroactively allow it through? I might be able to. You could try sharing it, Midori. Or like maybe, I don't know, if you have me on Discord or something like that, they can DM me and I can post it for you. Or maybe even Twitter, I don't know. I have links just auto-blocked just because, generally speaking, I don't want anyone popping in here and dropping weird stuff, you know? But... You have Discord, let me go to your Discord and DM you. Yeah, okay, I can link it or something. Thematic though. Let's see, what's the order of operations we gotta go with here? Okay, so I got my luminous lofts too, right? So, these are gonna go here, roughly. Basically, it's gonna be like this. I'm like, oh. Wait, I thought I bought 2 luminous lofts. Oh, the heck? It's like flipping upside down? Wait, where are the lights? Why is this upside down? What is happening today? Why is my housing cursed? First, there was that weird thing with the rotating thing where like it was, or not rotating, where I tried to rotate the wall and it snapped all the way back to the floor. And then now this upside down luminous loft. Guys, I've cracked the code. And now we can rotate anything. Wouldn't this be amazing if we could do this though? We've talked about this on stream, right? We've talked about how amazing it would be if you could literally just flip a light upside down. But, okay, I don't actually think okay, I'm gonna place this, and I'm just gonna guess this is not gonna stay flipped over, though. It's gonna flip itself back, right? If I click, there it goes. Bam. I don't even know what I just did. Like, I don't know how to replicate that. But that's... the damn teas, you know? Like, it makes me think for a second, what is happening? This stage panel is cursed? Because this stage panel's... This works normally. Why is this panel so weird? Do you know why this is Midori? See, like, it functions normally here, but just specifically this panel is, like, flipping everything? Wait, does this actually illuminate me? Oh my gosh. Man, if I could figure out how to recreate this, just use this for the screenshot, like, just this, you know? Like, oh, you know, I need the look of the luminous loft below me, right? Just to get the, my G-pose on. Bada boom. And then just, like, take the screenshot and then let it reset. Spooky. Where it considers part of it, like, front/back. I don't remember the logistics, but it'll flip things at random. That's so weird. Because I remember that I was able, you know, sometimes you have your, like, lights and stuff, and you move them to the sides of, like, tables or something, and they'll flip over. And it gets you really excited thinking you can flip lights or something and trick it, but you can't actually. But I've never seen it happen with a stage panel, and not this consistently, right? Like, literally, every time I touch this panel right now, it's flipping it over. I've never seen it be something this big, like this big a surface. That is simultaneously kind of cool, but kind of also really disappointing that it's not actually allowing me to flip this thing over. Because, can you imagine the possibilities? How exciting that would have been, making all of our weeks. There we go. Okay, so there we go. Let's see how that looks. Oh, didn't mean to go to the front door, but that's okay. It happens to reveal wall shelves to me when floating. Really? Okay. Yeah, I've seen it on smaller items, like happen where did this go? I've seen it happen on smaller items and lights, but I've just never seen it on, well, I guess, to be fair, maybe it was happening on lofts, but normally there's no lights on the lofts to indicate whether it's up or down. But that's interesting. I've never seen it like that before. How does this look? That looks pretty cool, I gotta say. You know, once we get some maybe other lights in here too. But that's looking pretty sweet. I could also see a point being made for putting like a queen's rest like way up top if we wanted extra spotlighting like that. You know, you could use a couple queen's rests. And then you could, yeah, like that. If we wanted, because like right now, right, the lighting is a little bit on the low side, but with a queen's rest, not a problem. Oh yeah, here's another free tip for everybody who doesn't know. So the queen's rest is absolutely insane for lighting because it's a cone, right? So the higher you go, the bigger the cone is on the floor, right? So look at this, right? See the cone on the floor? And if I go really high, the cone gets bigger. And the craziest thing, which is either really a problem or your absolute saving grace, is it persists through the floor. So, and it continues to get bigger through the floor as if the floor doesn't exist. So what I mean by that is, look how small this is. I'm gonna put this on the top, like, so look that there's no light on the floor, right? There's no spotlight here. I'm gonna put it up top though. Right, like here. And now, do you see how there's this huge ass spotlight coming through the floor? Right? And it even goes through the second floor too. So it's actually technically coming down here as well. right? Because if I turn the lights to 0, you'll be able to see it, I think, that it's like this. Do you see how it's illuminated over there? There's the spotlight. It's very, very subtle now, but it's actually illuminating this whole thing through both floors. So kind of insane. If you hide it, right, like this. And then you can get this really like sort of subtle looking light effect, but you can illuminate literally like an entire house with a couple of these single-handedly. Or an entire room, right, with like 2 queen's rest. It's pretty nuts. Just thought I'd throw that out there in case anybody was not aware, because that honestly could save a lot of people quite some headache, I think. Let's see. So something like the open shelf bookcase could work for that open cabinetry. If you wanted to avoid some of that floating. Can't recall how high those things are. Maybe just lift the floor instead with a loft to hide the bottoms. True. Yes, you could float them up. So when you're saying open shelf. Let's see, open shelf, right? So these bookcases, right? Yeah, so you could use that. So the thing that one of the reasons I personally didn't want to use these ones though, Carrot, was because of how thick the legs are. So I felt like these were a little bit harder to, so two things. One is I needed them to stretch a big wide distance, right? So any one of these wouldn't reach all the way. And then it might be a little bit hard to get the pattern looking really uniform if I had to stack 2 of these, like for example, these next to each other. The pattern might start to kind of look like it's doubling up versus a uniform thing, right? Because like these, if you didn't know these were beds, you might just think that this is just one complete piece, right? And so I think with most of these though, there's a lot more ornamentation going on, and it'd be a bit harder to get it looking so totally uniform, like it's one item. And then also that the legs are, in this case, they're not actually that much fatter. But for example, like this one, I was considering this because it also comes built in with a bunch of clutter, which could be really useful in a different build. But I didn't like how wide these, I guess, the legs are for this, right? The railings. I kind of like felt that proportionally, these felt that they fit a bit more with the overall thing here. And then also, I guess, appearance-wise, right? Like, these are not dyed properly, but if they were, then they'd match here with our Hingen shelf, right? So, if I'm going like this. There we go. See, now they're all looking, it looks like it's a uniform thing. And these, those open shelves, I don't think a lot of them can die. Oh, I guess this one can. So this one could have a place, right? Like, if anything, like this, right? Like, even as like clutter, or like, I could easily see it being like this, right? Maybe on the end here. So I'm not saying this doesn't have a place. It's just that I think, actually, that looks kind of cool. Okay, yeah, I mean, you know, like this, right? Would be kind of cool, right? For like extra kitchen cabinets and stuff. But I think just for specifically below here, I feel like this was a little bit more uniform looking. Does that make sense? Kind of like the logic that I was going with there. But actually, yeah, now that you made me put it there, I hadn't thought of using it like that. And I did buy one, because I was testing it out. Where'd it go? Did I buy one? There I did. I bought 2, in fact. Wow, imagine that. Also, we're not going to finish this kitchen today, it looks like. Honestly, I do want to keep going on this, though. I'm very curious to, like, keep trying this. So, bear with me, y'all. And I'm going to keep working on this next week as well, I think. Because I think this has some potential to be something kind of cool. So I hope you guys don't mind me taking another 1 or 2 streams to just really kind of go all in on this concept. This is, by the way, I know for some people they might be like, this is like a very basic kitchen, why is it taking you so long? I've never built a modern kitchen before, so some people are absolute experts at modern, like Rem, Danny, Oat Milk, maybe Yana, right? Like a bunch of people are like experts at kitchens and like making beautiful modern stuff. Honestly, I think like even Midori and Rhapsody, both of you too, also have done a lot of really great modern stuff. I think maybe more white and bright for you guys, but in any case, like for me, I don't often do like this sort of like modern looking stuff. So this is like totally new territory for me, experimenting with this. So that's also why it's taking me a little extra long to know the positioning and how I'm like trying to guess how some of these effects are done and not just straight up going to people's break it downs and like copying that. So trying to, yeah, just, I don't know, you know, be inspired by the creations that I've seen without just taking them straight away. To hopefully come up with something a little different and new. Also, here's what I was thinking too with the glade beds, or these tubs. I use this in some of my nightclub builds because I really like how these both have a really clean surface below, right? So, for example, like this would be really nice. But the more important thing is I really like the lip or the outer edge of these, how nice and detailed they are, because it really makes for, I don't think that the wood loft edges here look very nice in terms of a transition point between this and another part of the room. But these do, in my opinion, right? Like I think this is that as a gutter, like for example, you could see how this would this is a lowered section from the rest of the house. And I think that makes a much more interesting looking transition point between areas of a house, right? You could imagine how the roof of the actual house extends maybe up to here. And then for the kitchen area, it's a little bit lower or something, or arguably a bit higher. And then you'd have this as like a transition point, right? To help smooth this out and make it look a little more interesting than just the sides of these. And so that's why I would want to use these. I think that could be just a cool detail that would help from the front here. It look like it's kind of, you know, sticking out. Also, I kind of like how this is, I kind of like that this looks like an IKEA setup or something, where it'd be like a showroom, right? You walk in here and you kind of look over, and it's kind of like the cutout of a kitchen, as if you sliced a kitchen out of someone's house, versus necessarily putting it in like a complete build. I think it's actually kind of cool that it looks a little bit like you're in a, you know, one of those, what do you call it? It's like a trade show. When you go to a trade show, right? And there's like booths and stuff where they're like showing off their stuff, and they try to model it so it's like a slice of a house, but it's clearly not the whole house. It's just like, this is what the garage would look like. I don't know. I kind of like that. It's kind of like that. It feels very workshop-y or something, right? I think that's pretty cool. Don't worry about it all. It's all helpful to watch sometimes, especially when you fumble, to see how you sort it out. That's true. Yeah, sometimes it's nice to just see people, or seeing like how people problem solve around something, versus sometimes seeing people's break it downs, right? Or like, you know, yeah, I mean, in a break it down, they show you how to build it, but sometimes that is very helpful if you want to make exactly that one item, like exactly replicate this one thing, but it doesn't necessarily tell you why they did what they did, or like how when they hit a snag for something, like they'll just say, oh, you float all these up and then you put this item on top of it. But they don't tell you that they use the potion rack thing to float them all up to the right height, right? Because it's technically not grid snapped or something. So I definitely, that's good. I'm glad that you are enjoying that. Sometimes it's scuffed, or I don't know what I'm doing, and therefore I have to like pivot, or like, you know, like in this case, like I didn't position these properly, so I'm gonna need to push them into the wall a bit more, right? I think I will do that part probably off stream, just so we can save ourselves a bit of time. But you can see how, again, just to explain, right? The idea is that these are the table legs for this counter, right? So that the counter here is a countertop, and then these extend below and are like the shelves that are below. And so we don't want to see these little pegs sticking up like this, like we have it right now. We want this to be seamless, as if it's just connecting up to the bar counter or whatever surface here. And I think even seeing the backs of these behind is a little weird, maybe? I don't know. You could see it as structural, or you could see it as it's a little bit strange that there's that back panel. I guess though, I don't know, maybe someone who's into carpentry might be able to tell me that that's actually makes a lot of sense for support reasons. If these things are supposedly holding up this long counter, then you would want extra support as well as wood in between these individual legs. Otherwise, it is not very structurally sound. And another idea here too is, I feel like this bar counter is a little too thin. If possible, it would be nice to make this a little bit thicker. And one way we could do this is to just go really ham. Because this is a concept build, I don't see any reason we can't just go really ham with these. And like, just use like a bajillion antique shelves, right? And then just have them stacking like this. And then we can make it as thick as we want this panel to be. Right? If we plug those next to each other, yeah, see, like this could make it feel very, like we could make this a little bit thicker, and then really whatever shape or whatever thickness we want, because we also don't want them to snap to the wall, but we'll just flip them all backwards, right? We'll just take the, wood slide or whatever we want to do, and just flip these all backwards so that they're snapping towards where my character is instead of like towards me versus towards the wall. Then they won't snap to these marble walls that are right here. I think that might be the direction we go. That would be kind of nice to make it feel a little bit more robust, because this countertop by itself is a little thin looking. If we look again at our reference, like if we look at that reference here, right? You can see how here again, if you look at my mouse, right? See like where the photo is now overlaid, where the mouse is ending. Like it's kind of thick, right? This countertop, and I would like to replicate the thickness of this if possible. So I think that the bar counter here is a little too thin. And because of snapping to the floor, we can't exactly double up the bar counters. But perhaps what we can do is just, again, we are an advantage right now because I'm in a medium, and there's nothing else that I've, it's not like I've promised someone a whole house. So I can literally go 200, like 300 even, item slots all in on this kitchen, just to create exactly the effect that I'm looking for. So I might just do that, because that sounds like fun. And I will admit, a couple of the last builds that I've done, I've tried to, just to keep things like interesting and varied, I've been trying to build things really fast and just complete them either in a single stream or in 2 streams. And I haven't always been totally, I think you might even be able to hear it in my voice when I've spoken about some of them, but like, I'm not totally happy with how they've turned out, because I know that with just a bit more time and a bit more experimenting, I could probably make something more interesting. And so yeah, I'm thinking, I hope people will be okay with that, and more on board with that. But like, if I start going a little bit back to doing even longer builds, like 4 streams worth of builds for a single concept, because I'm a person who really likes to get really into the details and like really try to like make something very complete looking. And I've been finding that a bit challenging to get something that feels really cohesive and sort of unique looking in like a single stream, for example. But I know that means sometimes it's a bit like, it's not as like fast paced, and the world of today is very fast paced. But it's okay, we're on this journey together. We're experimenting, this whole stream is an experiment in a way. And you can see I'm going to do this. We're going to get some bunch of like this industrial, or I mean, not industrial, but like, I mean, get some, there's some plates and stuff. I think we're going to do the mannequin thing where we can hang pots and pans from the wall. And I'm probably going to flip this backwards so that we can have like a cutting, like one of those awesome looking magnetic things. No, actually, you know what? Is there a knife? Is there a knife I can hang on the wall? It would be really rad to have, I was thinking like this, where we have the tools, kitchen tools hanging from here instead. Flip it backwards, use mannequins to hang pots and pans. We can still do that, but I think it'd be really cool to have a magnetic strip above the stove wherever we do that, and then hang knives from it. Or like swords or something, I don't know, like ninja daggers. Because that would be pretty cool. I don't think I've ever seen a magnetic strip in 14 that has like knives hanging from it. But I don't know how we do that, but maybe the tables, what was that? There's the Tonberry tables, right? That have like, there's like, these have a bunch of knives and stuff. Right, like this. Try to hide the knife somewhere. Yeah, there, see there's like knives. We could, I don't know, if we could do something where we like, some weird trickery where we're hiding most of this, but we just have the knives hanging down. Where else is there the knives? There's a knife. Might be tricky. I don't know. It's an idea to play with. I'll have to look around at the items and see what we have to work with. Because I think it could be really cool if we could figure out how to put a knife there. But not the end of the world if we can't get it. Carrot says, better take your time and get the result that you're happy with than rush yourself. I'd rather watch multiple videos if the outcome is better. Unless you're specifically giving yourself a speed build challenge or like only shop items or something. Yeah, exactly. And I think like for sure, like occasionally it's fun to do like I'm just gonna build with NPC items as fast as I can and see what happens. But I think maybe I leaned myself a little too far in that direction of like only doing. Oh, let me cover up this image again. I think I maybe went a little too many streams now where I haven't given myself a proper runway to really build something I'm, I guess, maybe more proud of or something. So something, stop speedrun building. Yeah. You can't rush art, you know? I definitely think that I'm part of it is, you know, I'm trying different things, but I do think I'm realizing how much, maybe even reconnecting with or something like that, how much it's important to me that that I make stuff that I'm like proud of. You know, that I'm like, I want to show this off. You know, I really dig what I did here, and I think that that's something that's very important to me, and that I want to make sure that I don't lose sight of. Here we go. Oh, can I do it like that? Beautiful. Oh wow, that's even easier. Except, oh, it's gonna snap. But for a moment, it's gonna not snap, maybe. Oh, that's not true. It's gonna snap immediately. Okay, well, that's fine. We'll work with that. But yeah, that's looking pretty good, I gotta say. I have to look. I'm gonna look up some more Pinterest images and stuff too. There's more we can do with this, especially again because of this as being like we could literally put 300 item slots right here, right? So I think that there's more we could do with this. Let's just make some fucking bonkers looking kitchen and just go absolutely all out if we can. Because why not? Only cutlery I've seen is those attached to food dishes. Yeah, I'll have to experiment around. Maybe there's like a little knife or something that like is again a ninja weapon or something that could work. Or Culinarian doesn't have a knife, right? They only have frying pans. To be honest, it's not the end of the world if we just hang frying pans. It's just I thought it would be interesting if we could have, you know, a different kind of thing. You know, I mean, you could arguably you could say like maybe it's like a sushi chef's restaurant and they have you know, if we put like a tuna or like a swordfish on the wall and then you have the knives below that and it's like the samurai swords. Because I don't know if you guys have ever seen like in Japan at like, admittedly this is probably like a flashy showy thing, but like if you go to the tuna auctions and stuff, right, where the Japanese fish markets and stuff, and they're like cutting tuna, but like sometimes they're doing it with like big ass like basically swords, not just like butcher knives, right? I don't know. I've seen like photos of that. So like that could be a fun thing where you're like, oh, this guy's like a fisherman, but he's also a samurai. So, you know, he has like a swordfish here and then like some samurai swords hanging, but like because he's also a culinarian, he just uses his extremely amazing razor sharp samurai swords to cut up fish. Something like that, you know? I think that could be kind of fun. Yo, what's up, Scarlett? Hello. Good day to you as well. There's the Mog Station Tonberry knife for culinarian. Wait, really? Okay, hold on, wait, I gotta look this up. I remember, now that you're saying that, I do remember that there is a Mog Station item. If that is true though, and there is a knife, then that might be our solution. Although, I you know, Mog Station item, it's like a little bit like, oh, well, that's not easy to replicate. Hold on, let's take a look. Is it on sale? Oh, also I see we're at 6:30 here. Yo, you guys still want to go hang out at the Moonfire Fair for a bit? I want to go get the glams, and like I think it's really fun to go to the event when everybody's still super hyped about it, and everybody's like all there. So I want to go get the glams myself, and then like I was thinking we can all hang out and take some photos in our sweet new swim attire, and then just like hang out a bit. Shadow words, Shadow's saying Costa might be capped due to popularity. Keep trying to zone in. Oh, is it totally full up? Oh shit, that's only $3? Yo, okay, wait. I'm just saying, for the sake of the stream, I'm willing to drop $3 to $6 on some Tonberry knives so we can make a sweet looking magnetic strip with knives. Right? I think that would be so cool. I just think I've never seen that before, and I think that would be a really nice little touch to our kitchen here. The thing is, I do for the content. The content, guys. Think of the content. Yeah, wait. That knife is too pro. Okay, I think we got to do that with the mannequins. Although that being said, okay, I think this might be a little bit weird because culinarian weapons, they don't. No, they do show, right? It would hang on your hip. Is that right? No, it's wait. I don't know. It's okay. See, so it's a Tonberry knife, but it's the secondary. It's the secondary weapon, and the secondary weapon doesn't show. Yeah. Damn it. No, the content. Yeah, see, I'm looking at it right now. It says culinarian's secondary tool. So it would show while you're cooking, but it won't be hanging off your hip. Therefore, we cannot hang it on the wall. No! Foiled again. Dang. Rip knife display. It was a good thought though. Okay, well, I can still look around. Maybe there is something else we can use. Yo, what's up, Clips? Welcome in. Wow, everybody's like suddenly popping in. Hey, everyone. The Moonfire Tower is keeping zone populations high. Yeah. Let's see, we need to go get to a different... We can go to a different server if we need to. People are dedicated to getting a day one screenshot from the top. Ah, that's true. I know a lot of people are also just like posting G-pose photos with the top. Yeah, they sit on the hip. Let's see, I just started chopping those. The only other meme knife is perhaps the Mughal ninja knife. That's true, yeah, or like... Actually, you know what? I kind of think it would be fun to just have the big-ass Mughal fork on the wall, too. I think that could be really fun as well. Just like a huge fork sticking here, because that is a real thing, right? In Pacific Islander culture, too, right? I know... in like Hawaii and Philippines, these kinds of things, they have those huge wooden fork and spoons, which I believe is supposed to be symbols of like good harvest or like, you know, good family and, you know, always having like food on the table. So, it's not totally unreasonable to have a giant ass fork, apart from it being a meme. But like also, I feel like culturally speaking, this is actually has a place even in the real world. So, that being said, that's not my culture, so I mean, I can't tell you exactly what those are all for. But, yeah, exactly. See, Shadow where Pain knows. Big foon, big spork made out of wood. Not spork, although that would be fun. But big foon and spoon and fork, and you hang them on the wall, or like, you know, and then yeah, they're supposed to be like, good health and good hearth and home kind of thing, right? I think like. Everybody full bellies, everybody eats well. Very much like a family home kind of thing. Comfy home thing. Dancer... Terpsichore weapon. I'll have to look that up. The Dragoon Mughal weapon, yeah. But yeah, I'll have to look those up and see how we could do that. I think that could maybe be something fun here. I'll come up with some other ideas. But okay, I'm gonna wrap up the housing stream here, and then I think, okay, so what I was saying earlier was I could stream us hanging out at the Moonfire Fair, but honestly, I think it might be nicer if let's just all hang out in the Discord. I have the voice channels now. I think it'd be fun if we all just jumped into the voice channel and all went and hang out at the Moonfire Fair together, and we could do the event together, take some photos and talk and whatever. Would you guys want to do that? Here, I'm gonna post to the, let's see here. There you go. There's again my Discord, and here are my socials. In case anybody is not aware, I do more than just stream housing. I stream DJ sets, and I own Prominence Nightclub. And I have a YouTube channel where you can see the VODs of all my past streams, including the recent housing tour we just completed 2 weeks ago, and last week's NPC-only item build. Built in an apartment using only NPC items. I did one of these a while ago that was called the Scholastic Library, and now there's a new one up called the, what did I call it? The Adventurers Guild Base. So, yeah. If you want to take a look at that, take a look at my YouTube. The link is in the socials there. I'm gonna pop off here for now. We'll continue building out this kitchen idea next stream next week. I want to keep going with it and just see where we can take it. And for anybody who would like to come join, let's go to the Moonfire Fair. I'm first going to go try to go to the Moonfire Fair on Crystal, which is my home server. So if you guys want to meet up and go hang out, let's go in the Discord, my Discord. Again, it's linked right there. And we'll pop into voice channel and meet up at my FC house or something, and then we can all go over there together. I don't know. I guess let's start with that. Just because I need to log back over to my main, and I think my main is probably sitting at my FC house. So if you guys want to head over there, actually, I just hid the address. There's the address for the FC house. So Crystal Mateus Lavender Beds, Ward 3, Plot 35. So if y'all want to come join, let's meet over there and let's go get some sweet ass swimwear and take some photos with fireworks at the Moonfire Fair. Scarlet, cool, yeah, come over when you can. This is a very impromptu, very casual thing, so no worries if people can't make it. And if you want to bring your friends too, you're welcome to come join. And I'll see you guys in the Discord. And oh, again, really quick shout out. So Prominence, my nightclub, is not open till next week. Next 1 week from today. The 17th will be the next opening. That'll be 8 to 10 p.m. PST. But tomorrow, 12 to 2 p.m. PST, which is very early compared to what I normally stream, but I'm going to be playing at Lord Rastafari's Smoke Bucket Bash. So if you are interested in seeing me DJ or hearing me DJ, then pop my stream on in the middle of work and try not to rock out too hard and get fired. But do rock out anyway and have a great time. Like I said, if you're in my Discord, the info for that is in the events section of the Discord up at the top. And I'll be sending a ping out and everything when I'm about to go live for that. But yeah, and we'll talk about it right now when we're in the Discord. So anyway, thank you guys for coming today. I hope for everyone who was here for the kitchen portion of it here, you've been enjoying it. And yeah, I think it's coming together pretty nicely. Like that's looking pretty cool, framework wise. And we're gonna keep building it out next week. So thanks for everyone for coming to the housing stream. I hope you learned something. I'm gonna end stream now and I'm gonna go hang out on the Discord. Come join, come hang out with me at the Moonfire Fair. Come hang out with us at the Moonfire Fair. I'll see you all there. Sound good? Thank you.